session where we test out Counter Clean. This time we have vanilla mint.
Backwards.
There
you go.
We have the vanilla mint, which I'm not a huge fan of mint, but this one's gorgeous. It's got like some citrus and some mint, obviously, and some vanilla. This time we're going to test it on an appliance, and this appliance is a good example because we have stainless steel, we have plastic, and we have some really nasty, like, stuck on batter here, some here on the side, some over here. And for anyone who's watching this who is blind, this is one of those waffle makers where you have a big drum that is like a giant short cylinder, and when you rotate it, your waffle batter will kind of like spread out and move around, which is kind of nifty. So you don't have to perfectly drizzle it through the sections.
And you said we'd never use it.
Don't start with me. All right, so we're going to start by spraying this down and making sure it gets on everything, especially the really stuck on stuff. Now this, you know, it's not that unusual if you have, oh, there's a bunch back here. Oh, it's already starting to come off. Awesome.
Yeah, but now you can't eat it.
That's disgusting. Oh my God, guys are disgusting. So this is one of those things where you use it, and if you don't wipe it up immediately, it's gonna get nasty, even if you only leave it 24 hours. And waffle batter, I don't care if it's gluten-free or keto or standard, it's gonna just stick. Yeah, I can't budge that. It's gonna have to soak. So it's pretty well drenched, and I'm just gonna start wiping it down. So there's a couple things we're looking for is, can it loosen this stuff up without scrubbing? Can it wipe clean and take most or all of the residue away with a relatively few passes of the cleaner and the paper towel? Some is already coming off this side. Can it leave the stainless steel parts not looking dull and dingy and nasty? Because there's a reason they make some specific cleaners for stainless steel, because it can get, oh yeah, this stuff is coming off. Ew, but now it's gooey. And again, for the sake of description, what we have here is a decent amount of batter that came out because one of the sides didn't close completely, because it already had started to cook and puff up a tiny bit of waffle, just enough that it didn't shut. And when I went to rotate it, the batter went.
This is why I am the waffle master.
Yeah, well.
That's why I have the apron that says real men make waffles.
Mm-hmm, it's true.
I'm supposed to be making the waffles. I don't make such mistakes.
You better knock on wood right now, or God or the universe or somebody is going to come down on you about that. So a lot of it's coming off. This chunk where it's like kind of pooled here on the bottom is still really chunkified. Well, no. Wow, a piece just came off. Okay, it's coming off. It's coming off. All right, that's all we did with one paper towel. Let's see, paper towel number 2. So again, we're testing Counter Clean because Scentsy and many of its devotees, like my consultant Lisa, make a lot of claims. They say it's pretty damn awesome. So I'm not a negative person, but I'm also not a sheeple. So my inclination is, ooh, I want to test it. Is it really that good? Are you right? Are you full of baloney? Let's see how good it really is, which is what we're doing right now. And if you would like to see how a blind person makes waffles, and I'm not talking about taking a box of frozen waffles and opening it up and putting them in the toaster oven, because that is not making waffles. That is reheating waffles. That is making a meal that includes waffles, but that is not making waffles. Making waffles involves batter. If it doesn't involve batter, you're not making waffles. And again, this is one of those self-contained waffle makers. This is not a waffle iron, although you certainly can use a waffle iron. There are ones that'll go, I've seen ones that go in the oven. I've seen ones that go on the stove. And the other question here isn't just, will it clean it, but can it clean it without an astronomical amount of time and effort? Now, if I was wiping out all my appliances, what I probably would have done is sprayed this one and left it for a good 10 minutes to kind of soak and let this break up all the yuck. which is always a good idea. If you have many, many things to clean, you want to soak down your first item and spray down however many items you can so that when you return to the first item, it's not dry. Because if you use soap to loosen up yuck and then you leave it too long, all you've done is loosen and then redistributed the yuck, which is not what you want to do. Oh yeah, you can see all the stuff that just fell off onto the counter that I'm going to kind of scoop up and start cleaning up here.
Did you make mess on the counter?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should get some sort of, I don't know, cleaner for the counter, some sort of clean counter clean type thing for that.
Oh my God. So help me God, if you ever meet Sean Rowberry, we're all screwed. There are a lot of guys out there who are smart alecks, and I make sure to keep my husband far away from them, because if they were to join forces, we'd all be doomed. There's just too much smartassery in one place can become cumulative and dangerous. The nice part too is I don't have to clean under it. I can just flip it over and now it's the top. Now I'm cleaning the top again, because the top was the bottom. As far as a product review on how well does this waffle maker work, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good. I like it a lot. I would like it if the plates inside came out for cleaning, and then you can put them in the dishwasher. Now, let me be super clear. It's looking like Counter Clean is a really good option for wiping down appliances. Don't ever spray it in an appliance. Just don't. It's not meant for internal use on appliances.
And Counter Clean doesn't taste as good as it smells.
Oh boy.
Well, does it?
Have you been tasting my Counter Clean?
Oh, I go by what you say.
I have never tasted the Counter Clean.
You haven't accidentally sprayed and got some backblast?
Not yet, thank God. It smells lovely, but I imagine it would taste very, very not good. As you'll recall, I did do a test where I took a piece of bread and put it on a cleaned but wiped and dried counter, and I gave it a gentle rub and then picked it up and took a bite, and no, I did not taste any residual flavor imparted by the scent of the Counter Clean. So if you use Counter Clean to clean your counters, even with it leaving its protective barrier, it should not make your food taste bad, which would indicate that it's probably not imparting nasty chemicals to your food either. This is doing a really good job, actually. A really good job. And to be really clear, this was very gross. I purposely started with something that really needed a good cleaning. So we're now on paper towel number 3. Yep, we're on paper towel number 3. We did one major spray down and one small spray down, and we're going to give it, I think, one more spray and one more towel will do it. If I'm doing appliances that really are basically clean, they're just a little bit dusty, I won't spray them down. I'll spray a paper towel and then just give them a gentle wipe, and that usually will do the trick. If they're a little dirty, I'll spray them, but not with too much. If they're nasty like this, I might have to spray them a couple of times. I've never cleaned an encrusted appliance that was quite that bad, because when this one got that bad, I'm like, oh, I better save this and make sure that I get a video of this before I clean it. You might be able to see some of my other appliances in the background. We got a cotton candy maker over to my right. We have an air fryer. And if you want to see demos of any of these, either from the how does a blind person use X, Y, or Z end of things, or there we go, from the hey, how does that kind of appliance work? Is it worth the money? Let me know in the comments, and I will record such for all of you. I think this is going to get it fully clean, and I'm fairly convinced it's going to leave the stainless steel looking nice when we have truly removed any and all residue from the loosened up yuck. Now, another question would be, you know, when we're asking how efficient is it, how long does it take to clean. Spending this much time on one appliance is kind of a lot, but bear in mind that this did not get cleaned right away. If you wipe something up right after it's been soiled, you can usually get it very clean very quickly. Also bear in mind that if this is part of a kitchen cleaning routine, and I sprayed this down and let it sit while I wiped all the other less dirty appliances, and then I returned to it and gave it a wipe, sprayed it again and let it sit while I cleaned a section of counter over across the room, and then came back, the time I'd be devoting to it would be a lot less, because it would have more time for the cleaner to sit and work, and it would be, you know, it's always more efficient to do the same thing or a similar thing over and over and over like an assembly line than to do one thing and then a drastically different thing. While I finish up, I'll talk to you about some other tests I'd like to put Counter Clean to. Let me know in the comments which one you'd like me to prioritize. I have a spot on my hardwood floor where some wax got spilled. I've been meaning to test it on a hardwood floor anyway. Testing it where some wax is spilled would be extra appropriate. We've already tested it on a counter. How about a glass cooktop? Who would like to see it tested on a glass cooktop? I actually have a spot on a carpet that I'm thinking of testing it on and seeing how that goes. I even have a pillow that got some wax spilled on it, and I washed the cover, and it came clean, like it's sanitized now, but I can still feel some wax residue. And I'm wondering if treating it with some Counter Clean first, saturating that area, letting it sit a little, and then putting it through the wash, will that give me a better result or not? So that's, you know, another option. What else could we use it on? Well, we could use it on a painted wall. I would not use it on anything that's like a matte finish, maybe not even an eggshell finish, but if you have gloss, high gloss, semi-gloss, then I'd feel pretty confident even spraying it directly on the wall. And because it breaks up Scentsy wax pretty well, I bet it would be great at cleaning off crayon. If you have small children, lovely little creatures who color on your walls, and if they do, let's hope it's crayon and not Sharpie, for instance. Let's see. What else should I tell you? Oh, what's my favorite scent of Counter Clean? Well, I've tried a bunch now. I think the red pear one, it's like red pear and pomegranate, that is still my favorite, and of course you can't buy that anymore. Apparently, it's true. Am I blocking the view of this?
Not yet.
Oh, good. Okay.
I would really appreciate it if you stop moving it all around.
Well, but I have to work on it.
You don't have to shove it to the back of the counter and then back out.
Well, I had to move it back to clean up the stuff that came off onto the counter. Another tip, if you have some really nasty encrusted appliances, one thing you can do is set it on your floor and then just mop your floor when you're done, because this is getting some yuck on the counter, which, you know, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. So what I'm discovering is it is getting it clean, but it is, you know, just the fact that it broke up the yuck so efficiently means that it also, I'm trying to clean this part of the mechanism and I don't want to get my finger caught in it, which is probably what I'm about to do. We'll see. But what that means is it's redistributing it over the appliance. Although, to be fair, a lot of cleaners will do that. If it really has good ability to break up yucky things, when it does, it turns it into, you know, it puts it into suspension within the solution that is the cleaner. So I would say it's annoying, but it's not specific to Counter Clean. It's nothing that, you know, we can say, oh, well, it sucks because, no, that's pretty standard. A cleaner that didn't do that probably also wouldn't do as good of a job of getting it clean. Vanilla mint I like a lot. It's funny, the scent descriptions aren't super similar, but what I did notice is the, what do you call it? The Make a Splash and the Daydream Oasis actually in cleaner, after a while they started to smell kind of similar to my nose.
I don't think they smell like your nose.
I have also tried the, let's see, was it Cider Mill? I think it was Cider Mill. And actually, it was not my favorite. I think I'm a heretic for saying so. It's not my very favorite.
Cider Mill.
Oh Lord. I have not yet tried my Blue Grotto, which is a concentrate, because one thing I also should test is, does the concentrate, when mixed up and made correctly, work better than the Counter Clean?
Only if
Worse?
it really thinks about it.
Identical? Oh my God. Not that kind of concentrate. It is not that kind. Is this looking a lot cleaner?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean, though, about how it's making it dull in places where it's just kind of distributing it?
If you say so.
Oh, well, I can feel it. Like I said before, best cleaning company ever would be some sighted folks to get the stains at the end and some blind people to do the bulk of the cleaning. I also really did a number on this. Typically when you wipe something like this down, you just have to give it a quick wipe on the main planes of it, the main surfaces. But I actually, part of what's taking so long is I got some batter in the mechanism where it rotates, which is very annoying. It was not what I was expecting to happen.
That's why I should be making waffles.
That could happen to anyone. If
You're
you
telling manly stories.
Oh boy. Okay, donkey.
Donkey.
Oh my God. All right, we're at our final wipe. So, like for instance, here's the top. What do we think? Shiny?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, shiny.
It's slightly dinged.
What do you mean dinged?
Like it's slightly dinged.
What does that look like when something? Because I feel no dents or anything tactile. How does it look when something stainless steel is dinged?
Because you can see imperfections in the refracted light.
Oh. Okay. That makes sense, I guess.
Blind people.
Yeah, well.
Science.
Science! Let's see. I have not tried Sunkissed Citrus yet. I think that would be fantastic. It's not my favorite scent in wax, but I think it'd be great for a cleaner. Squeeze the Day, I think would be amazing, but a couple different YouTubers have warned us that if you use a scent you really, really love for cleaning, you might start liking it a little less because you're associating it with cleaning as opposed to being cuddly or cozy or romantic or refreshing or spa-like or whatever vibe you're going for. Instead it becomes clean, which isn't a bad thing if it's for a cleaner, but may not otherwise be what you're going for. And unlike, I will say, unlike with a plastic appliance, I'm tending to go a little overboard with really wanting to shine it up as much as I can because it has stainless steel components. I have used this on the front of my refrigerator too with really good results, including it actually broke up some hard water deposits in the little ice maker tray that were driving me crazy. Like absolutely driving me crazy. I wonder what Counter Clean scents they're going to come out for the fall winter catalog, because I bet they'll get rid of at least one that we have now, and I bet they'll bring out at least one new one.
What was your favorite?
Of the ones they currently have available?
Yeah.
Vanilla Mint.
They'll get rid of that.
Would you? They might, actually, because they got rid of Vanilla Mint in wax. And then...
And they'll bring back Cider Mill.
Don't want Cider Mill. Although lots of people would be happy. So for their sake, at least, I hope they bring it back Cider Mill. I would like my friends to be happy. It's just not my thing. I'm thinking about all the, I guess if they were going to discontinue one, if I had to axe one of the ones from the current catalog, I would say, I gotta be fair and pick one that I have definitely tried. I guess Daydream Oasis, because I like Make a Splash a little bit better. What would I love them to see? You know what I would love, you guys? I didn't like it in wax, the white amber and silk, but oh my god, would that not be the best scent ever in laundry care? Could we please have that in laundry care? Could we also please have cashmere and corduroy? Could we? Could we? Alright, I'm gonna say it's done. I'm just nitpicking at it and trying to make it feel extra squeaky. How clean does it look to you, Jim?
It look clean.
Alright, so does it work on appliances? Yes. Does it work on really gunked up appliances that have sat for 24 hours? Yes. Will it take as long as it did for me? No, because not everyone is as OCD as me, and if it's part of a cleaning routine, you're going to have it soaking and setting while you're working on other things. So, we'll see what our next challenge will be for Counter Clean. Bye-bye.